Hello, this is Dice Roll Gaming. I'm AJ, your Dungeon Master. Here joining me is our normal five. We have a Cole, Frost,
Hello.
Yep.
an Iron Man,
Hello.
a Ronan,
Yo, yo, yo.
and a Ryan.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Don't worry, the double R's fuck me up all the time. Today we're doing something different today. Actually, we're going to do our first session zero. Oh my god, I can't speak. For our Warhammer 40k. We're using the Genesis system based off the Fantasy Flight system, made by the same people. So we're pretty somewhat fluent with the rules already because of this, because we've already done Star Wars on our off time. But like I said, this is session 0. I feel like y'all guys should explain your characters one at a time, y'all motivations for the character, and then we will figure out where y'all characters will be meeting up. I say we should start with y'all dear leader and inquisitor, Frost. Will you start us off?
My character is Inquisitor Duna Steel. He is an Inquisitor. There's not much to be known about him. Maybe parts of his character will be revealed throughout the story. He is going to be building a retinue, and that's essentially where the first session, or session 0, is going to take place. Is the retinue is going to come together and discuss their plans, what Duna Steel has in order for his tasks at hand.
Okay. That sounds like a normal meetup for me, especially in the world of endless war. So let's go to your first add-on to your revenue, who's already been on your ship the longest, if I heard correctly. Ryan.
Hello. My name is Ryan, and I will be playing the character Deadeye. Deadeye is a basic human, guard?
Yes, you are a guardsman.
Guardsman. I am a sniper, and I will be at the back of the group getting headshots.
Of course, that's what a sniper's job is. If you wasn't doing that, I think you don't deserve to be here.
Exactly, right?
Anything else, or is that all you gonna have? Or you want them to discover your character just like the Inquisitor?
They'll just have to listen in to find out.
Okay. I see that's secretive. I guess we go to our second guardsman of the group, Cole. Would you kindly?
Hello, my name is Cole, and I'll be playing as Samuel. Like some of the others, Samuel received an invitation, more or less, to our Inquisitor leader here.
Invitation. That you think it was an invitation, though.
Hey. However, though, like the circumstances of his arrival is a bit unusual, but nevertheless, he's came forth to see what he needs done of him, and also, unlike some others, he's not primarily a weapon user as far as guns go. He'll be more or less in the battlefield with a melee weaponry, if that's something he uses. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
So a frontliner. Alright. We will go to our next guardsman and our last. Would Iron Man please introduce himself in character?
My name is Kincaid.
Oh God. Alright, he's trying to one up y'all. He decided to introduce himself in character.
Honestly, that was pretty clean.
That was pretty clean. He said he's gonna raise the bar up here while y'all all down here. Alright, Kincaid, would you care to continue?
I'm from a dead world. Nothing but death around me is my whole life. I I'm in this group as a bounty hunter and a detective. All I could say to my rest of my group members, don't get in my way.
Ooh.
That is
That's pretty clean.
Not gonna lie, that sent some chills down my back right there. Okay, all right, man, I see you. He finally figured out his voice, guys. Oh, damn, he's dying from it.
No, I got some allergies.
Yeah,
so
when he said he was going to the death world, he was serious.
Hey,
No, I am
hey.
being serious. That's literally the world of Rome.
No, we understand this. We understand this, but hey, look. If any of our listeners have been listening long enough, they know that Iron Man here cannot seem to figure out a voice for the life of him. He finally got one.
For this character.
At least for this character. Hopefully this character doesn't die episode 1 and he has to start all over again.
Yeah, they wouldn't like it, because I would have to make another voice.
We really wouldn't.
Oh man, that
Ah.
the voice you would have to pick. Them.
Well, shall we go to
It
our
looks like my
last...
voices took them to heaven.
Now, shall we go to our last and final character and the biggest push and plead from the DM to okay, but I figured out how to let it work. Ronan, would you care to introduce your character?
Right. So Ronan, I play Maximus Therius.
Uh-huh.
Maximus Therius.
Max, what?
Maximus is a Chirurgeon. He was in the Ultra Space Marines. However, he is not anymore. He did get to redeem himself on his leave, but he was still dismissed, which means he is staying.
He got really quiet.
He did. I guess
Yeah,
that's something I'll fix on post.
Yeah. Ryan, can you speak real quick?
I had someone call.
That's
How
why.
much of that
Ah.
actually went through?
Yeah.
All of it went through, it just made you super low.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
Like I
good.
said, it can be fixed on post. It's fine. Like I said, guys, we're still getting our audio settings here. We're still new here. Everybody don't have god tier mics yet.
so Maximus, though he is an Ultramarine, or Space Marine, he doesn't use guns. He has a sword and a shield.
This party is literally 2 shooters and everyone else is melee. So 3 out of the 5 is melee, 2 are back range. That's the thing.
Melee?
Fine.
Where the melee come from me?
You're one of the 2 who shoot you, you dumbass. Okay.
Did you say you were doing melee?
I sure didn't name anybody.
I got confused because I remember.
I sure haven't
being-
named anybody. Did I name
a
anybody? I don't think I named
sniper.
anybody. But that's our 5, our Imperial revenue, and now I will tell you what their mission is going to be, or their overall mission. Our dear Inquisitor Donna Steele, came across some very worrying and dark intel that a rogue Inquisitor is plotting the downfall of the Empire. It's one of many that has occurred, but this one seems to have his ties in the more deeper recesses of the Imperium. So Dona has took it upon himself to search the galaxy, to track down any clues, evidence, or any ties to this Inquisitor, to figure out a name, their overall plot, and put a stop to it by any means necessary. And with that, we will be segueing right into the beginning half of Session 1. Welcome to the Shadow Crusade. We will begin. Y'all are opening, 3 of you are disembarking off of a shuttle onto a backwater space station in the middle of the Ultram Sectum on the other side of the Eye of Terror. Your trip was long, many nightmares were had going through the warp, but you've all made it with no warp incursions or any mislimbs. Trip was, as you can say in the Guard or the Imperium, pretty damn good for what it is. But as you disembark onto the station, you disembark into a cargo hangar. And on the other side of the ship, you see another cargo vessel, but this one painted in a dark onyx black. And you see a single symbol on it. It's the Aquila, basically, for anyone who don't know. It is the Imperium's logo. Standing in front of it, you see a very tall man standing next to one that's more normal size to the rest of you, except for our lovely Space Marine. Standing there, you see a man dressed in basically almost completely black, armor from head to toe. And standing next to him, you see another man, seems like also dressed in almost completely black, with armor from head to toe. But this one has a sniper rifle on his back. From what y'all see, you can't say or figure out if they're male or female, but they're standing there. The three, just to verify, the three who exit the shuttle, it will be Samuel, Kincaid, and Maximus. Inquisitor, you see your three new recruits to your revenue. What do you say?
Inquisitor Duna Steele would walk up to the three standing there. With his data pad out, he would be scrolling through, looking, comparing, and making sure he has the right three. And then, without saying a word, he would just gesture towards a direction that would be leading towards his ship.
So no words were said. Is that what I'm hearing?
Nope. You guys see an individual in black armor walk up to you, and then after looking at his data pad and back up at you, points in a direction.
All right. What do y'all three do?
As when he points in the direction, my character just, if I somehow have pockets, I just put two hands in pockets and I just start walking away in that direction. You know, doing the cool man walk.
I understand it.
There you go.
I'll be following suit the same way with my sword on my back.
Okay. Space Marine.
Maximus is kind of in that same boat. He grabs the sword and walks behind them.
Wow, so professional. Not a single fucking word. Understandable. Let's do this. This is the Inquisition. All right, bet. Ryan, you see your three new compatriots walking up to the ship. Do you say anything or no?
Jedi just takes a good look at them. While he's still wearing all his gear, helmet, everything, just slightly tilts his head, just thinking. Gives a slight head shake and then just turns back to what he was doing.
I will say, the three guardsmen here, you are very, very kind of worried for what's happening. You seems that the Inquisitor has been able to get a Space Marine on the revenue. That dude hit y'all as a very rare thing. I'll let y'all can mellow on that thought. So, after all y'all join on the ship takes off. Most likely, Ryan, you're at the helm, like we discussed.
That's right.
As the ship begins to take off from this station, you hear ping on the Vox of the ship. Inquisitor Steele wishes for all new recruits and all able bodies to meet in the meeting quarters. You hear a robotic female voice on the Vox, if you was wondering.
Where are we? Where are some of us at when we hear this?
Most likely, the rest of you would have been dispersed to your quarters. Most likely, Steele would at least pointed you into your quarters directions, so you can drop your stuff off before this was been called.
Okay. When I hear the intercom call, I just set my stuff down, and I go like, "Duty calls." and then walk out.
Anyone else?
Uh, I'll do. I'll pretty much drop what luggage I brought with me on my trip here in my quarters. But the only thing I always keep on me will be my sword, because you never know. So I'll be walking
Boarding
forward as
actions.
soon as I drop that off.
All right. Is Maximus just doing the same and going to meet him at the meeting room after dropping his stuff off?
Which, as soon as Maximus dropped his stuff off at the headquarters,
Your
his
quarters.
room. My bad. His room.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would drop by the like medical storage just to like make sure they have anything or like keep track of it. Like,
As
what they have.
you okay, you've been on Imperial vessels before. You're mostly been on your ultramarine vessels, so the layout is significantly different. Doors are shorter and otherwise. But you seem to been on a normal cargo vessel. That's what seems to be laid out as for to be an Inquisitor vessel. But you find your way to the medical bay pretty easily. It's fully stocked. You see some servitors flying around, making sure everything is spick, span, and clean. You see this one female in the far end of the room. She turns to you, says, mind my manners. I wasn't expecting an apothecary to be on board. You notice as just to be a normal hospitaler. Nothing of value, but it seems like they have a hospitaler on board. As you see, she is very timid, and that's what she said to you.
Maximus is gonna try to calm her down. He's like, "Pay me no mind. I'm not here to do anything. It's my first time on this type of a ship. I'm used to a different ship."
This is understandable. I guess you found your way to the medical bay. I would definitely, if you see anything I need to approve on, I will take any criticism. Oh, if you didn't ask, but I feel like it's me to offer. My name will be Alyssa. I am the hospitaler of the ship, and nice to meet you. If you wouldn't kind give me your name.
I am Maximus. Nice to meet you.
Yes, Maximus. I'll keep that in mind. Nice meeting you. And she'll turn back to her work. Still looking like she is shooken from this meeting. Okay, that was random.
What was that?
I have no clue. That was completely random. So I guess you would continue to the meeting room of the ship.
He goes to the meeting room, but when he gets to the meeting room, oh wait, is everybody like sitting on chairs?
Whatever I've done when they arrive, because you most likely would be the last one to arrive because of the detour you took.
What's the room look like?
You've seen meeting rooms in like office and stuff. Like it's a long table looking like oak wood with chairs darted all down the sides and one chair in the front with looking like somewhat of a space age projector behind the front seat. And in the middle of the table,
right.
there's some glowing dome.
I'm gonna find a nice little corner of the room with enough shadow on it, and I just kind of look towards where I'm gonna need to be facing and just lean on the wall.
Oh my god, we got us an edgelord.
Well, so I would have walked in and into this room, but I wouldn't have sat to the closest chair. I would be in more of less than an attention stationary stance until I was given word that it was fine to sit, because military.
Understandable. Ryan, what about you?
Deadeye is already sitting in his seat. What he basically declared was his seat, like near where the Inquisitor will sit.
Okay.
Hands at the ready in case I have to do any typing or writing or anything.
Most likely is still already in the room, or still would arrive the latest, or he arrives soon as everybody else get there.
The Inquisitor?
Yes.
Oh, he was in the room from the beginning.
Okay, just making sure.
Okay, so when Maximus gets there, he would put his shield against the wall, and like he would kind of like stand at attention. He kind of has the same mindset of Samuel, to where he's waiting for permission to sit.
And
The second Inquisitor, Duna Steel, notices this, he'll turn to you and says, "At ease, you may take your seat."
Maximus, you seem to have a custom chair.
Oh. Maximus looks at it and he's like, "Nice."
Big chair for the big boy.
Because I have a feeling Maximus has not de-armored. So, yeah.
Even if he does, he's still like he's too large to sit in a chair.
Yes, he has his own custom chair. All right. As Steele has said, you are offered a seat. Steele, how do you do your debrief or your brief?
My name is Inquisitor Duna Steel. I have gathered all of you here because you will all be joining my retinue. I have a mission at hand, and it requires people of specific skill sets. All of you have those specific skill sets I need to use. Please take your seats, and I'll be looking back at the wall where the edgelord's leaning up against.
Mr. Edgelord.
So as soon as I notice his gaze, I take myself from the shadows and I kind of reveal myself to the light before I sit down.
Wearing all black leather armor with the 2 daggers at his
No,
side.
I'm wearing a brown coat with a top hat.
Top hat. Oh my god. He's went true detective. Okay.
No,
A
like
Detective
more
Jim
like a
Gordon.
cowboy hat. No, like more like a, the bounty hunter type of cowboy
Yep.
hat.
Understandable.
Yeah.
They're there.
Thank you for joining us, Cad Bane.
Cad Bane! His name is Cade. That does make sense. Oh.
Okay, so that's where the name came from. Got it.
Oh.
I just realized that my name actually sounds like that.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright.
But as soon as he
Now
takes
I
a seat,
completely understand the name.
Alright, guys. Alright. Back to character.
yeah, as soon as he takes his seat, I'll get up from my seat and I'll go around and I'll start putting data pads and a small box in front of each one of the members of the team. And then I'll go back to my seat, and when I sit down, I will say, "Echo,
Yes, sir.
can you activate a privacy field for the room, please, and then take the ship into the darkness?"
Yes. Deadeye, may I have access to full ship access for a second? I've already got the okay from the navigator.
Jedi just nods his head.
Agreed. It will be a little jolt. The ship is still being configured to this set of space. Like she said, the ship jolts a little, and you are now in the warp. And she turns back to you still and says, "The room has been completely private. No one can hear outside of this room we're in."
Thank you, Echo.
Yes, sir. And her projection deactivates.
In front of you will be a layout of our location we're headed to, the information that I have at hand, which is very little. Essentially, we'll be hunting a rogue inquisitor. My counterpart has been causing issues. The Library Sanctus has been flooded with misinformation and inaccurate entries. Essentially, they've been filling our histories with lies. And aside from that, there also seems to be some sort of intent behind these actions that I have yet to uncover. Hopefully with the help of some detectiving and maybe a little bit of raw strength. I say this as I look around at the members. And a little bit of ingenuity. We'll be able to put together the plan of this specific Inquisitor, and we'll be able to stop him, or her. Also, along with the data pads next to you, you will see my sigil. If you'd all open your boxes, you'll see the pendant that I will require you to wear. This is part of my retinue. I am a member of another cell, so other Inquisitors and other retinue members will be able to recognize you as part of my group, we should say, as long as you keep that on your person. And if they open their boxes, they'll see a small golden symbol with a skull and a sword piercing through the top of it, and at the bottom it's inscribed with the words Calamity.
Okay.
As long as you keep these sigils on you, then you'll be recognized as allies from other Inquisitor groups that are members of my cell. Aside from that, if you'd all go over your information pads, you'll see that we're headed to a location, and at the moment, the information is need to know as to what's there. You'll be informed when we arrived. If you'd all like to introduce yourselves and get to know each other, feel free to walk around the ship as much as you would like. I have work I have to get back to. And then he'll just stand up and deactivate the privacy field and leave the room.
As you deactivate the privacy field, Echo will chime back in and says, yes, he forgot to mention, if you need anything from your quarters, just yell my name. I will help anyone guide through the ship or any needs on ship. And she deactivates again and disappears.
And I just leave the room. I forgot to say it, she didn't.
But as you're leaving the room, she chimes into your helmet. She says, "Why do you always forget to introduce me to the new hope?"
Honestly, Echo, it's better that people don't know you exist.
I am just a machine spirit, so they ain't gonna think too much about it.
Yeah, I don't need too many people looking too closely at you, Echo. he just keeps walking.
She says, like, last thing she says, like, the Adeptus Mechanicus is already okay to me. You're fine. But I'll keep quiet. Because you would know, the Adeptus Mechanicus sees her as basically a god. She is one of the few sentient machine spirits that have awoken. So, any Adeptus Mechanicus that sees your ship and finds Echo are like, oh, it's the Omni Messiah.
I don't need anybody poking around in Echo's code.
They've been simping for days.
Oh, they'll be sipping for years. What you mean?
What you mean?
There is a sentient.
As soon as he leaves the room,
Go ahead.
I take the things that were given to me, and I immediately leave the room and head to my quarters.
Okay.
Jedi stands up, holding the data pad, accesses a little program on it, types in his information or the information they need to know, and sends it to the rest of the crew or the new members of the crew.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And what, if you don't mind me, what would this be? If you don't mind, just a quick brief.
I am Deadeye. I am a sniper. I am the ship's pilot. That's all you need to know.
Simple. So, Cade has, well, y'all don't know his name is Cade, but the super edgy man has left the room, leaving only Deadeye, Maximus, and Samuel. As it seems like Deadeye has already introduced theirself through the data pad, so most likely he or it is leaving the room.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that leaves only Samuel and Maximus. What do you two do?
So,
Maximus is
so
good.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So, like, you're, like, from what I'm understanding, like, you're still, like, in your giant armor and everything, right?
Oh, he is
Yeah.
completely.
It's a normal Ultra Space Marine armor, except for instead of it being like a vibrant blue like it should be. It's lighter, a lot lighter.
Oh, so like a StarCraft character.
I wouldn't do that.
You also
I don't wanna-
notice you see the apothecary logo on his armor along with his Ultramarines insignia, but you will see that his badge of honor has been stripped from his armor.
So now that we're pretty much at ease to travel through, like, so I'm just gonna get up after being debriefed on what our mission is and everything, and taking that for what it is. I'm just gonna walk over to Maximus and ask, your armor markings. I understand you as part of the Ultramarine Regiment. Is that correct?
Yeah, I was a member of the Ultra Space Marines. I was a lieutenant while I served under them.
But I can't help but notice that part of your armor's insignia is stripped away. Was there something that happened?
My squad that I was with, we were attacked by some orcs. And unfortunately the squad didn't live. So though I lived and survived and won a glorious battle, I also lost a lot of units and done some questionable things that my oath normally doesn't allow.
Well, I do feel for your loss, and I send my condolences to your dead men in the name of the Emperor's mission. I too lost so much against orc regiments. Before I came here, I was on just what appeared to be a simple recon mission when my unit was ambushed and we suffered terrible tragedies. I wasn't sure how we would be able to make it, but by some mysterious miracle, we managed to have a few of us survive, and for that matter, we were actually able to withhold our ground, at least for the time being. But I cannot forget the so much loss. So I guess that's why we're here. I guess we're here to make up on that. And my name is Samuel, and you see my character bring his hand out to shake his hand. It is a nice meeting to have here of you.
You know Maximus' hand dwarfs yours, right?
Yes.
Okay, I was just letting you know this.
And also his suit is powered on, so like that's a hell of a squeeze. But Maximus is going to
Barely
shake
squeeze.
his hand. And he says, you know, it's an honor to see. Well, maybe honor is not the right word. It's a privilege to see another war veteran. And I'm sorry for your experiences as well.
Such as the mission. It is to be expected, unfortunately.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, you're good.
Okay. As this meeting has adjourned and Maximus and Samuel has introduced themselves with each other, what would Deadeye most likely would have been heading back to the bridge, correct?
Yes.
Okay. With that,
Maximus still left his shield on the wall. So Maximus would grab his shield on the wall, and then he would go back to his room, as he has to put some of his armaments on that he left.
Okay. So, Deadeye, as you enter the bridge, you see the digital silhouette of a full human height digital animation of Echo that usually is always on bridge with you. And she turns to you. Ah, did I? The ship is going well. The navigator has plotted our course through the warp pretty easily. He says we shouldn't encounter any warp storms while we're here. We should make it there within 7 days.
Sounds good.
Would you like to me to adjust anything or keep eye for anything else? Or do you want to take the reins to do it manually? Toby already gave his regards. He says, stop yelling at him while he's focusing. I don't know why.
I'll take over for a while.
I will alert navigator that we take manual control. And she, as she did, she pings Toby, and you see a red light pop up, and it's like a decoder for him while he's focusing, and it's just beep 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 beep. It means stop yelling at me. I'm doing my job.
We will never stop yelling at you.
He just does one. You see the red light beeps on and just holds there for a second, and then shuts off.
Watch your mouth, Toby.
It doesn't. He gives no reply. Cade, what do you do after Mr. leaving the room being antisocial?
I head to my room to immediately start decrypting and start going through the evidence and stuff.
You don't see much on the data slate that the Inquisitor gave you. It basically reiterates everything he's told you, and it seems like he's still trying to gather data on where y'all are going. But it seems like he has a destination, he just hasn't told you yet.
Well, seeing there's not much information, I'm going to try to see if I can dissect any more information from the stuff to see if I can get an idea.
Roll me. Oh, first roll again, guys.
Let it be good.
I'm taking a break now from writing my backstory.
Oh, God.
Oh, sir.
Trust me, AJ, I'm going to talk to you later about it, and I think we're going to find something really cool.
Alright. Roll me. It's been so long since I used the system. Is there an investigation? I guess.
I don't see an investigation. I see perception.
There's perception.
How about this? Roll me.
Would it be lore?
Give me knowledge. Give me a knowledge roll.
Okay.
I would also like for y'all to announce your successes and failures, please, on your results, so the listeners can know.
Failures?
Basically, what if you hover above it, it will show you what it is. You have 2 successes and an advantage.
Okay.
So yes, you passed the check. It was a simple check anyway. I wasn't gonna add. It was basically gonna be a 1 difficulty thing, so there was no way you could have failed this. But as you look through what he's giving you, you deduce that he knows more than he's letting on. He is keeping information from you. You can, with your deductive reasoning, you believe it's because y'all are new, and he doesn't want any leaks yet, or any possible leaks. He wants y'all to prove yourself, most likely. So he seems to be keeping his information close to him. I believe with what your background is, you see this as very respectable. Or respectable.
Yes, the question is, how do I prove myself when I'm the detective? So I guess I should just make a note of this, and if he says anything about a test.
You feel like that would be good. You feel like making note of anything you discover on your own through his own data that he gives you, and then talking to him about it in person, or at least alone, that may show your skills at least. But you feel like you're on the right path with this line of thinking, at least for now.
Okay. Okay. I gotta write it in the notes because I'm gonna forget this later. Just because.
Oh,
Mhm.
I'm gonna let you know now. I am sucky with remembering names. This is a real life thing too. So if I give y'all a
I'm
name,
bad with names too, so don't worry about it.
if I give any of you a name, I would need your help to remind me. Yes, I'm the DM, but I suck with names.
Okay. Seems.
But it seems like everybody's going to their quarters to rest up. Y'all have a 7-week trip. Or a 7-day trip, I mean. Days go through, y'all all get used to the ship. Food is given out on a timely basis. Y'all all get to know Echo more, and the Inquisitor, if you meet up with him halfway the day before. Before that, do any of y'all do anything during this 7-day span? Like talk to somebody, introduce yourself, or try to know somebody?
Hey, Jake.
Yes.
The medic.
Mhm.
Forgot what you called her.
I think I said Lucille.
Lucille.
Yes, I 100%.
Maximus,
Mm-hmm.
Maximus would try to. I mean, it's always good to expand your knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So he would share his medical knowledge that he learned as a apothecary,
Okay.
and hopefully try to learn some stuff from her in the process too, because she's from a different strand of the medical field.
Yes, if you want to put it like that. She is. She is basically she is a hospitaler. It's technically a nurse slash doctor. She's more equipped to working on, as you say, normal people, not you. But if you do this, this will help expand her knowledge on working on you if you're unable to doctor onto yourself.
I mean, yeah, I don't think he has any problem with teaching her what he knows about how to heal space marines.
How about this? You're gonna make me 2 different rolls here, and this will determine how much knowledge she gets from you. You roll
Okay.
me, huh?
Okay, hold on.
All right. First roll is going to be a thematic lore. It's under your knowledge skills. It's going to be 3 difficulty because this is pretty high knowledge. 3 purple basically.
Okay.
Hold on, not ready yet. And add a black dice because, like I said, you're trying to teach a woman who's basically lived her life healing other humans and not touched a space marine the whole entire life. And I feel like you get 1 blue dice from this as well because she's looking at you like with all aspiring aspect, like you're a hero to her or something.
What type of life is there?
Alright. So you should be ready to roll. You roll and ready.
Ooh.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. What did you
And
get?
if you don't know what these symbols are, I will let y'all know. Shouldn't take y'all too long to learn. You have 4 successes and a triumph.
That's really good.
So, yeah, you basically slam down the medical book of Space Marines in front of her, and she picks up on pretty damn much all of it. Like, she's like quick to learn. You're so impressed about how fast she's picking this up. You're a better teacher than you thought.
Would
I never thought I was going to be good at this, but it's kind of fun.
It would probably be at this point that I would come into the room while they're in the midst of like discussing this.
Okay.
Is Maximus in his armor?
Yes.
Okay. The lieutenant, if you're not too busy, I would like you to follow me, please.
The pyramid.
Okay. Maximus bows to, well, not bows, like politely nods to Lucille.
She bows to you as you walk off. And she's,
Yep.
thank you. I will take all these lessons and be ready. If you ever need me to aid on a surgery on you, I am ready. Or I will be ready. You basically see her take the notes that she wrote down, turn back to her desk, slams them on her desk, and starts basically studying. So you're following Steele.
Yep.
Yes.
I'll basically lead him to the engineering section of the ship. It's basically the cargo hold that I've refitted to be my engineering lab, where I fix mechanical stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Once we get down there, essentially, I'll gesture to a corner. If you have any issues with your equipment, your armor, specifically, please let me know. I'll be able to repair anything that happens to it. Also, and I'll like kind of gesture to a section of the table that has like painting equipment, like auto spray paints and stuff. If you would like to fix your armor, be my guest. And I'm basically referencing towards the.
Yep, the shaded.
Yeah, yeah. He's basically referencing. You can repair that if you feel fit.
Maximus, you would know. It's weird you've heard of Inquisitors, you've worked on Inquisitors. You've never seen an Inquisitor do their own maintenance before.
Yes, Maximus is very impressed.
More of impressed, more of weirded out. Most Inquisitors you have worked for have basically had people doing everything for them, while they only barked orders. Yes, this gives you reference to like, okay, he's not afraid to do his own work, but still weirded out that a normal human is doing this much work to himself. There's something that is in your mind.
Okay. So
You could ask
Maximus
this if you wish. Like I'm saying, like this is something you could ask him.
Yeah, he's just
Not
standing there, expecting you to ask questions.
Maximus is going to ask, why are you doing all this yourself instead of having someone else do it for you?
He would pause for a moment and kind of contemplate before answering. If you want something done right.
Do it yourself. That's a good policy. I understand.
Okay. That was a thing. So, anyone else doing anything before the last day of warp travel?
So it is okay for Maximus to not get the ultramarine blue, but still get like a non-shaded blue back in his armor.
Yeah, Steel would have left basically an auto painter with every type of color you'd want. Also, if you don't have the artistic talent to do it yourself, there is a mount that you can apply it to, and Echo can use the auto painter to basically put in any pattern you'd want.
That's awesome.
So Maximus isn't. I mean, he isn't bad at electronics, not at all. But I think some of that might be too much. So when he first does it, he's gonna ask Echo to assist.
When she materializes here, she's like only like not even a foot tall. It's like a very small like digital representation of her. She looks at you and says, "Ah, yes, this should be quite easy. Is there any kind of design do you wish? Or you just want it back to looking like normal Space Marine? Or Ultramarine, mind me."
Normal ultramarine. I still have great respect for my fellow brothers.
Understandable. It will be done in 5 minutes. And you see the auto sprayer powers on and starts going around back and forth on the armor.
We most likely will be encountering combat throughout our missions, so if you feel the need to touch up your armor if it gets scratched, by all means use the equipment here and anything you need. As I said, if anything becomes damaged, let me know. You have full reign of this area, aside from my private locker over there. And it'll just be like a small section that's locked up. Through the locker, you can see like a small, like glimpse of like a small section of the locker that's basically glass. There's a sword inside of there, and that's basically all you can make out.
Maximus is gonna respect his privacy. He doesn't see any reason to investigate further. He's going to turn to Steel and thank him for his assistance and for his help. Like, it's very nice to have maintenance after every mission. He's used to getting bullet holes and scratches all in his armor, and being able to repair it on the fly is very nice.
He'll just nod and start to leave the room.
Okay.
If you need anything, just give Echo a call.
Okay. Steel, are you visiting anyone else other than Revenue? Or is anyone else doing anything? Alright, go right ahead.
I would like to go talk to Samuel.
Okay. Samuel, where would you be located at this point in time?
So would there be some sort of, like, training sector in this ship?
Most definitely.
So I would be basically in that sector, practicing my sword work, just getting ready for any potential threat that may come up.
It's like I said, this ship is way bigger than a normal Imperial vessel. So, and it looks like it's been outfitted for Pacific customizations by this Inquisitor. So, it's fully loaded with almost anything you would need.
Okay.
We have our own dojo. Yeah, if you're in the training room, then I would definitely enter the training room.
Okay. So, like, while you're as you're entering, like, I'm busy. Will there be, like, projections of enemies, like simulated enemies in this, or not?
They're all servitors. Basically, you're fighting servitor bots that were designed just for this. So you're not breaking them on one-shotting, but basically once you do an efficient blow, they drop. But they're designed in a way where they can take multiple hits before you break them.
Okay. Alright. But yeah, you just see me delivering flurry after flurry of blows against one servitor versus the other, and then like I take a glimpse of Steel coming through, and I immediately, well, I don't immediately, but I ready myself at his attention.
At ease. Keeping up with your training, I see.
Yes.
I was
Never
hoping
know.
to talk to you, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. What is it that you wanted to talk to me about, sir?
I've gone through your records, and you can see him like flipping through his data pad. The incident that occurred that I got my hands on, as far as the report, is kind of filled with a bunch of... I would like to hear your side of the story, as he puts the data pad down. Can you explain to me what happened down on the planet?
Certainly. Do we have a space that we can perhaps talk outside of normal ears?
Echo, could you activate another privacy field, please?
This time she doesn't appear in front of you, Cole. Only you hear this, Steel. She says it in your helmet. Ah, yes. And she comes back. Privacy field now open in training room.
Okay.
Please, talk free.
So, the incident down with the wall that we encountered, I've been feeling these impulses in my head recently, but nothing that my will can overcome, at least not before. uh, after seeing such a tragic fall between my brethren and comrades in arms, I surely we are about to perish. But it felt like one moment I was there, but the next, I could barely remember anything. The next moment I came to, I was hearing my name called out by my comrades, and next thing I see, my arms is just this blood of these orcs. But also, I seem to have been holding some of their weapons. Some of their weapons I don't believe I would be able to hold normally. But ever since that day, it's just been feeling more like something's been pulling at me, but I keep it behind, but I'm not sure where or when it will happen again. Make no mistake, I am perfectly in line with the Emperor's ideals, but I feel like this is something that takes that to an extreme.
Yes, I wasn't quite sure to what to make of the reports that you were using orc weapons. But from your own account, you were holding them when you came to?
Yes.
And
I have no...
until you set them down, did they not fall apart? They were intact in your hand.
From what I can last remember, at least for that moment, they looked intact, but so
yes,
long.
Cole, to help find this out. Yes, as soon as you have placed them down on the ground, except for the blade, the gun you had would immediately fell on apart as soon as you set it down.
Okay. But yes, like as soon as I brought it, took it off and brought it to the ground, it crumbled. But throughout that rest of that prior, it was as if it was just a normal weapon that I had been using, like it was something of my own.
Interesting. Well, to say the least, I didn't bring you here for any sort of connection to the orcs. I don't anticipate any orc activity to where we're going. I did bring you here, though, because it seems to me from your records you are a good leader, and you have proficient combat skills.
Well,
Essentially, you're here to fill a slot, but this is an interesting phenomenon and does require further study. That being said, it's not really much of a priority at the moment.
oh, I appreciate that there is someone out there that doesn't think ill of this manure. Others that I would have encountered could have easily set me to the side to dispose of me, but you have taken a particular interest that no one really cared for, and for that I am most grateful.
Where most see danger, I see opportunity to learn. There is nothing that is inherently evil. It is the things that are used by the people. Their actions are inherently evil. Anything that you've done or is happening to you is irrelevant next to your character.
I am grateful of the compliment, so thank you.
Well, I'll let you get back to it. If you need anything, please call for Echo.
Yes, sir.
And as I leave the room, the privacy field will drop.
All right. Cole, you hear in the back of your mind, very low, but you know it's some. You hear something. You think it was echo, but you don't know, and you hear pulling. Eh? Well, maybe I need to start knocking rather than pulling. And you don't hear it no more.
My character just looks around the room and is trying to figure out where that came from, but he doesn't seem to get a good grasp of where that came from. So he asked
Ye-
Echo to set back up the training again.
Echo peers in her short display and says, "Yes. What level do you wish? The level you had, or your harder one?"
Go 2 levels beyond, please.
Yes. Be warned. The servitors will be firing live ammunition. So if you are wounded, don't be afraid to go to the medical wing.
It is fine.
Yes, sir. And the simulation starts back up. Steele, are you going anywhere else?
Yeah, I'd like to go talk to our Captain Edgewood. I mean, our detective.
Captain, huh? What? Alright. I guess you're going to where
Did I just hear him whispering about skulking in the shadows?
I think you did. But back
No,
to
I'm writing a backstory.
well,
Which AJ, you're kind of getting my thoughts and stuff. Don't reveal them. Those are the stuff that I would like to talk to you about. That's it.
okay, it's fine. But oh, you've been texting me. Oh shit. Okay. All right. I okay. I just looked at Discord and saw a big ass paragraph. But all right. Cade.
AJ, when he was streaming,
Hey, I think you'll find that backstory pretty borderline for the most part. I just need help making it work because I think this idea is pretty cool and goes with this character. So that's why I'm working on it.
Okay.
You didn't need to read
Okay.
it right now.
Okay.
but-
I got you. Cade, where are you where are you located on the ship?
I am just getting a feel on things around here, like where certain things are. Like, if I have to,
So we
get
want
to
to.
places, find different shortcuts and stuff. That's it.
Okay. So Inquisitor, you most likely will find him just randomly walking around. All right. Like
Arbiter. I'm assuming I come across the Arbiter somewhere in like the hallways or something.
basically, you see him looking at the walls, looking for secret passageways, and actually, when you walk around the corner, you see him. Okay, you see him press a wall panel, and a side door pops open that you knew was there, but he's discovered.
I see you're already at work cracking the code of the ship. Nice. Do you have a moment?
Yes.
I'd like to give you a little bit more information as to our coming mission and get your perspective on something.
I was waiting for you to pull me aside for this, because I kind of had a feeling you were knowing more than you were letting on.
Yes, I did say it was on a need-to-know basis, and at this moment, it would appear you need to know. We are headed to Theron Prime. We are going after a gene stealer cult. Essentially, we need to find a connection to the rogue inquisitor that this gene stealer cult seems to have, and if possible, find any information about the rogue inquisitor. I will send this information to the other members of the group as he swipes on his datapad, but I would like to hear your perspective on things.
I'm gonna assume that I need to roll this, Mr. DM.
No.
No.
You've been in Imperium long enough. You've heard of gene stealer cults, but you've never dealt with one. The data that he has is sparse even to him. He just knows that y'all looking for one on Theron Prime.
Okay, so let me refresh what I'm trying to go through here. So I'm gonna type this in my notes real quick. So we are heading to Theron Prime because there's been a suspicion. Sorry,
Suspicion?
Yeah, thank you. Suspicion that there is a. Can you
Gene
tell me?
Stealer. Gene Stealer cult.
Gene Stellar.
Stealer.
Cult.
Like they steal genes.
Oh, Stealer. Okay.
They
Stealer
rob
cult.
Levi stores.
That there is a Gene Stellar cult.
Steeler.
I have Stealer.
Okay, you said stellar.
Sorry, Stealer.
Oh my gosh, this is all recording, letting you know.
I know, but I typed it in Stealer. I just said Stellar.
Okay.
So there's a Gene Stealer cult group that
Has a connection to the Rogue Inquisitor.
connection to the Rogue Inquisitor. So that is the suspicion.
Yep.
Is there any more information I'm allowed to know?
At the moment, that's all the information you got.
Like in Iron Man, you can tell that's all the information he has to give.
Nice. I'm gonna get on to work. As soon as I said that line, I turn away and walk just to my room.
Where you go? There is something that you need to know. While it's not impressive, per se, that the Inquisitor has changed things in the Library Sanctus, it is a new sort of heresy. No one's ever really done this before. The fact that he's changing our entire history of certain planets, not really big things, just small little details that really would have gone unnoticed. The fact is that no one's ever really done this type of thing before on this sort of scale. And the Gene Stealer cult wouldn't have really been found if it hadn't been for the things he's changed about Theron Prime. Theron Prime has essentially, for every lack of manner, been erased from the Library Sanctus.
A ghost world.
It's not a ghost world. We know it exists. We know it's there. It's just there's no record of it anywhere. Outside of transports and military records of visitations here. This would indicate that there's something important about this planet. And I would suspect it's the Gene Stealer cult that has a link to him. But I'll let you get to your investigating. Please let me know of anything that you can come up with.
You guys didn't hear anything, right?
We heard him yelling out Aubrey.
I didn't get the mic muted in time.
That's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. Like I said,
All right. So I got that this Rogue Inquisitor has been doing this new heresy, or this new type of heresy, where he's been somehow editing history.
Yeah,
At
the
least-
Library Sanctus, it's basically like...
the Black Library.
Yeah, it was, like, not specifically it's the Black Library, because that's a whole thing, but, like...
This is true.
It's like the vault of all information and knowledge spanning back for as far as we possibly know in all of human history.
It's like a giant version of the Library of Congress on a galactic scale.
Mm-hmm.
Heresy.
Well, no, you don't need to roll this. You would have, being on this ship, you have access to the library at any time. So, basically, if you have to make any rolls on history, Iron Man, you will always be guaranteed 1 blue dice.
Okay. Has somehow changed history
Alright, so,
in the library of
Iron Man.
Sanctus?
Iron Man,
Yes.
stop repeating everything you're typing.
I wasn't trying to repeat it. I was trying to remember if that's what you said, because I was
Yeah,
saying it
yes.
for
But-
clarification.
So basically, while you're doing that, if you need to speak,
How do I
please-
spell Sanctus?
That's S-A-N-C-T-U-S.
Okay.
I guess we got our note taker of the group.
Well, I'm note taking my job.
Mm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that would be it. I'd basically leave him do his work and then head towards the bridge of the ship.
All right. So you head to the bridge.
All
Deadeye,
right.
are you still there?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Deadeye will either be on the bridge or he may have gone to the weapons room to do maintenance on his weapon.
Basically, go wherever you are.
After he said that last bit of information, stopping me from going to where I was initially going, now my character is heading towards the library.
Okay.
You can access the library from any terminal on the ship.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you can
Oh,
go
I
to your
can do
room.
it from the room? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my character wouldn't know that. I don't
Well,
think.
Yes, you would. You would know
I
this.
would? Okay. Okay. I would know this. Okay.
All right.
Character smart.
So Deadeye said he is still on the bridge. So
Yeah, I would head to the bridge and basically just get in the co-pilot seat.
Echo would disperse as soon as you would go to sit down. She wouldn't. That would be rude of her to sit in the seat, even if she's not physically there. Well, she sits there, but she's not actually in the chair.
I would just turn to Deadeye and so your thoughts.
Deadeye just thanks for a minute. Sort of tilts his head over towards you. Too soon to say. We'll give them a shot, see how good they do.
Fair enough. We're going to Theron Prime. I've given the crew updated information if you check your data pad. We're after the Gene Stealer cult.
Deadeye will pull out his data pad, look at it, and go towards the navigation systems and start heading right towards Theron Prime.
It was already headed there. All you.
Just making sure.
I got you. All right, so
He's
that's
headed there even more now.
Exactly,
he
right?
sped it up somehow. While you're
that
in the
nos.
bridge still, the light that Toby uses to like talk to you while he's focusing pings on, and it says, "Captain, may you show up to my quarters." It didn't say that, but that's what the red light basically meant as he beeps it, because it's basically in code for y'all.
Yeah, I would just stand up and leave and say, Echo, let him know I'm coming.
Yes, sir.
Basically in binary.
So you literally just walk like 10 feet because the navigation quarters are literally right next to the bridge, basically.
Makes sense.
And you open the door and you see this lavish room with a giant ass cyberpunk themed chair in one side of it, and he is bolted into this chair. His all three of his eyes are open. And he looks at you and says, "The warp is quite calm, Captain. But Deadeye has been mean to me again. Can you please tell him, when I'm doing this, I will send us into a warp storm if he keeps messing with me."
Yes, I'll make sure Deadeye stops messing with you. Please don't send us into a warp storm. And then I just leave the room.
He says, "Thank you, Captain." It seems like Toby,
Deadeye comes on the comm. Stop being a little bitch, Toby.
as the one, because he's not completely focused, he speaks back to you. He says, "Captain!" Do still do anything to that, or he keeps on walking?
I just go back in the cockpit. Please stop antagonizing Toby.
But it's fun.
Yeah, and he also has the ability to kill all of us.
And I can override him. We'll be fine.
Echo chimes
We
in.
suddenly gained the ability to navigate the warp.
I literally, Echo was literally about to say that. You took what she was about to say.
If you want me to plug you into the chair like that Toby's plugged into, I would be happy to get rid of Toby.
I think I'm a little more useful as a sniper.
Okay, then stop antagonizing the driver.
Or the GPS, you mean?
I leave after I say that, and I know that you're the driver, but I said it specifically to piss you off.
Echo Pierce.
Deadeye just waits for the door to shut and just flips off the door.
Echo peers back in the seat. You know he didn't see that, right?
Oh, I know. That's why I did it after the door was closed.
Echo will say to you,
I know who pays me.
Echo says to you, you know he respects you. You know this?
I do. But I like the way I operate around here. Much more free than the guards.
He does that to show his trust in y'all. He believes you will not backstab him.
I wouldn't.
Good. Now, shall we make it there? Or do you want to keep messing with Toby? Because I hear Toby has been, when he's not been attached to the chair, he's been making his soapbox novels again. And you see she spreads her hands up like a TV screen, and you see a Vox feed of Toby basically writing a fan fiction of him and the Emperor dancing in daisies.
Oh no!
Let's go start sending the flames on the new chapters.
She says, "I
could not let him enjoy this."
So mean. She says, "I would do it in the way that he thinks he accidentally did it."
Sounds good.
Alright, we will jump to the day before. You drop out of the warp. You see the planet in front of you. It looks like a normal hive world. You see low traffic coming from off the planet. You are pretty far out in the far reaches of Imperial space. So, it's not a lot of traffic out here. But you know this is a well-populated hive world of at least almost 100 billion on planet. So, most likely, Inquisitor, do you call one more debriefing before y'all disembark to the planet?
Absolutely.
Echo will chime on to the Vox. All personnel of the Revenue meet in the meeting room.
I get up from my chambers and start heading that way.
I save the progress that I'm at on my book.
Oh, I
Get
forgot.
up and say, it's showtime.
I forgot. Cole, you need to roll me a will save.
Okay.
You will be adding 2 purple to it, and that's it.
So when I roll will, is that just straight up will?
Give me a second. Yes, just flat wheel.
Okay. How do I roll that?
It will be rolled. Give me a second. You can choose between rolling me a discipline or a vigilance.
I feel like it would be more of a discipline than anything.
Alright.
So I'll roll that.
I forgot. Add 1 black dice to it because you are coming out of the warp.
Okay. I have that added now.
Alright, go ahead and roll.
Alright. Discipline.
If you don't know what these symbols are, for right, yeah, 3 success and 2 threats. So you pass, but you hear as you awaken. The voice sounds louder. He says, that was good sleep. I wonder what happens if I take control today. And it goes away.
Like, take control. We'll just have to see about that.
Alright. So now by this point, everybody will be going to the meeting room.
Maximus is already sitting down at the chairs whenever I gets there. He didn't have anything necessarily to do, so he was kind of attentive.
Okay.
As everybody enters the room, there are going to be boxes stacked up next to the door, each one with a name, a corresponding name to a team member.
Okay.
Then I take that back. Maximus wouldn't sit down. He would go to his box.
Most likely everybody's grabbing their box.
Yep.
Alright, so I guess everybody has grabbed their box. Now what?
So,
if y'all open your boxes, I can tell you what's in them. But
I'll
if
go-
not, then I'll just get to that during the debrief.
I'll go sit down at my chair and then I'll begin to open it.
In the box, each one of you will find a pair of mag boots, along with a thin skin. Thin skin is essentially, imagine if there was a skin-tight bodysuit that you could wear underneath your armor that protects you from being detected by heat vision goggles or any thermal type of detection.
So Maximus looks at this skin-tight suit, and he says, "I don't think this is the right size for me."
It molds to your body size.
He's
Also-
wearing power armor, though.
Do what?
He's wearing power armor, though.
Yeah, it goes underneath your power armor. It literally can stretch to
Wow.
any size and like sits like perfectly on your body type. It's very
Okay.
thin.
Gotcha. I follow now.
Also, you'll have a pair of manacles, basically handcuffs, a rebreather, small little device you can put in your mouth. You can like breathe in toxic environments or underwater.
There's actual items that we need to put on our sheet.
That's what I'm doing.
These are items that I'm keeping track of that all of you are going to have. But essentially you don't have to really, they're basically just passive things that will, if a situation arises, oh, we have this, so it protects us from that, or oh, we have this, so that's why we'll be able to do it. Y'all all are going to have some vox casters, basically little devices that will allow you to speak basically over the entire planet. We'll be able to keep in touch. You will have a thing of painkillers. I believe each one of you are going to have like 10 painkillers. For our Star Wars connoisseurs, these are essentially our stim packs. They work in the same way. You pop a painkiller, you recover 5 wounds, 5 strain, but it goes down by 1 every time you use it, so you can only use them 5 times before taking like a long rest. You'll have photo visors. Photo visors are basically like little things that'll be attached to your helmet. You can slide down and it'll give you like digital readouts, keep track of your ammo, also protect you from flash grenades.
What was
and
the
then-
one before? What was that one again?
The photovisor?
Protovisor?
Photovisor.
Oh, photovisor.
Yeah, and Voxcaster is basically like y'all's comms and painkillers for your healing of wounds. Also, you will have, specifically you, Deadeye, you're gonna have a chameleon cloak. It's kind of like a camouflage cloak that you can wear when you're like prone sniping. Inside of the Arbiter's box, you will have exploitation serum. It's basically like drugs to help you like interrogate people.
I lost sound.
You basically just gave him the Harry Potter bear to zoom.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I heard my
everybody's
name
gonna...
and then I lost sound, so I got sound back.
inside your box, you're gonna have explication serum. It's basically a drug that'll help you interrogate people.
Okay, that's gonna be useful.
Yeah. Yeah, and then some tracking devices all around in case any of y'all need to like plant tracking devices. That's essentially
Okay.
all the like extra gear and stuff y'all are gonna have.
Alrighty.
Yeah, as y'all have your boxes, I'll enter the room. Data pads at each one of your seats, and I will inform Echo to set up the privacy field.
Privacy field is now online.
Thank you, Echo. Alright, we are going to Theron Prime. We are after Gene Stiller cults. All of you know this if you've been keeping track with the updated information I've been sending you. These Gene Stiller cults appear to have a connection to the Rogue Inquisitor we're after. We are going into the planet under the guise of a medical relief team. We will be delivering medical supplies. We will have the muscle to protect the supplies as I point over to our Space Marine and our military officer, I guess, in the sense of Samuel.
Yep.
We will be delivering vaccines. These vaccines will need to have blood tests before they're given out, just to be 100% sure that there won't be any, as he uses air quotes, complications. These blood tests are, of course, a plot for us to determine if there are any Gene Stiller codes amongst the people that we're handing these medical supplies out to. The vaccines themselves are actually just fakes. They're not actually going to be harmful to anybody that takes them. But we are there to detect if there are any Gene Stillers, and this is the way we're going to do it. Since we're going under the guise of a medical relief team, which information has already been set up with the local authorities, I will not be expected to be flashing my rosette unless things go terribly wrong, so keep that in mind when you're talking to anybody. Any questions?
So I didn't see this before, but the second time that Maximus comes in the room, he has like a thing on his shoulder, and it's covered up in like a black like tarp, so it's not seen.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
So your shoulder mount is tarped over. Okay.
Yes.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah, so y'all have that information in your supply kits. Is there anything else? Any questions that y'all might want to ask before we...
Yes. So, in the event of any potential upbringing of what we're after, say if there seems to be some type of ambush preemptively, is there some type of alert that we must send out, or are we going to keep this within our group still?
We have no backup team coming. We are alone in this. If somebody ambushes us, we fight to kill.
Understood.
And for anyone who wouldn't know, Because you are looking for gene stealer coats, there's no telling that if there's gene stealers already on the Adeptus Arbites. The Adeptus Arbites are basically the local police force. So you have no clue if there's gene stealers on the police force already. So yes, you are going into this completely alone. Y'all by yourself, you are all that is.
Understood.
Alright. That was y'all debriefing. Echo chimes on. I've prepared the stealth pod for you. Its chemical generator has been set up to look at as a medical relief vessel. They will be expecting you on the east side of the planet.
Thank you, Echo.
Yes, sir.
I'll look over to Deadeye. You'll be flying us down. Go ahead and get ready.
Deadeye will stand up and make his way to the bridge.
And as everybody all gathers their gear and board the medical relief vessel that y'all taking down to the planet, this is where we're in. As y'all adventure begins on Thaddeus Prime to locate this gene stealer coat, to figure out what connections they have with this rogue inquisitor, and hopefully not die to the heretics. This was Dice Roll Gaming. Thank you, and join us next time in the endless universe of war, where nothing is but war. Have a good night.